Alright, well, it's about time I upload this video. It's been a while after I upload my case paint video, but I finally got it done, and I thought I'd show off my nice new command station. Unfortunately, a new computer monitor was not at the top of the list of stuff that I still need to buy, so I'm using my 40-inch TV, Sony Bravia. It's big, but you know what? It's cool. It's a new experience. You know, it's kind of unique having to turn your head to look to your left and right, a little bit more immersive. But I got my old ass G11 Logitech keyboard supported by a Trident gun box apparently, because I broke off one of the stands. My MX Revolution, which is unfortunately soon to be replaced. It's a low DPI mouse, which I'm not a fan of for shooters. And then ghetto rigged, I have a Logitech Z2300 200 watt subwoofer. My left channel unfortunately went out, so I have it set up to just use my TV speakers. And we pull out my nice comfy chair and take a look at why everyone's here. I gotta put this thing on caster wheels. It's a bitch to move. It's pretty heavy, but I went with my half 932 Blue Edition, as you saw in my previous video. And yeah, it's a pretty expensive case. It's definitely very huge, a lot more room than I needed, but the nice thing about buying a good case is it's an investment, so if I ever decide to do a water cooling project, I have the room and the case to do it with. So, moving on to the front, I got myself a DVD reader and burner, Asus, because Asus is my shit. I love them. So yeah, this right here though, this is a pretty cool mod that I did. These are for my UV lights, blue cathode lights, UV lights, red lights, and red light sensitivity. These switches were typically installed on the back expansion slots, which was incredibly inconvenient to change, so I brought this home, got myself a little Dremel, and I installed these on the front, and it's freaking awesome. I got my blue ones here on the right, which give me a nice little underglow underneath my caster wheels, and then my red ones, which are sound activated, which I really wanted orange, but these ones are red orange. Orange cathodes are super hard to find and usually really expensive when you do find them. So this was a lot easier. Anyway, I'll take this off and get a look inside the case. Alright, as you can see, I got my cathodes on the side. I need to disconnect one of those. Just set that over there. I don't know if you watched my other video, but yeah, I went with a blue and fluorescent orange case paint, which are my school colors. I actually have a blue CCFL there and an orange one there. That's not important. Pretty cool though, gaming at night. Definitely gives a nice little ambiance to the room. But yeah, I don't have my UV cathodes in here yet, but hopefully when I do, it will give this paint a little bit more of a glow. It's really bright under UV light actually. I have a picture of it in that slideshow I made. But anyway, moving on, I started with my XFX 850 watt modular power supply. I was going to go with 700, but the 850, or I was going to go with 750, but 850 came up with a combo deal with my case, and actually ended up saving me an extra $10, so $10 cheaper. An extra 100 watts is not something to complain about. But the nice thing though about this power supply, besides the fact that it's modular, is it supports, I believe, up to 70 amps on its 12-volt rail, which is going to be amazing for cross-firing. So speaking of cross-firing, if you look above it, you can really see the underside. But it's an XFX ATI Radeon 5770 DirectX 11 GPU. XFX, again, one of my second favorite companies, with their lifetime warranties on their GPUs, is really nice because it also supports overclocking within their parameters. So I do plan on crossfiring one of these right now, but it's not at the top of my list of stuff I need to buy. I did, however, get pretty lucky and got a really nice overclock on this using ATS Catalyst Control Center. Running their auto-tune feature just runs a little bit of a stress test on your GPU, and I was able to bump up my core clock from 850 all the way up to 950, and my memory clock from 1200 to 1420. However, it did crash when I run a pretty intensive firm arc test, so I backed off a bit. It's at 925 core clock with 1400 mem clock, and it's been stable ever since. I really like it. Moving up, we'll move to this pathetic cooler, which I'm not too happy about because I don't have the money, but I'm running Intel Core i7-930, 2.8 GHz quad-core processor. I plan on replacing this piece of shit heatsink with a Thermalright Venomous X and put a nice high CFM fan on there, which is probably going to be one of the next things I buy. And so I can start overclocking it. I know I've got it overclocked to about 3.4 stable on here. However, the temperatures are not where I feel comfortable leaving them at. And then over here, I got 3 sticks, 2 GB, 1600 DDR3 RAM. It's g.skill, nothing that fancy. 6 GB, but I'll plan on messing around with bumping up the DRAM frequency once I get my cooler and see how I can push those two. Let's see, what else do we got in here? You can see I start sleeving a little bit of my cables with a UV orange sleeve, but I don't have a pin extractor kit yet, so once I get that, I'll finish modding that. Inverters are in there. I got one down there for blue. Take a look over here and open these up. These are each 750 gigabytes, Western Digital black hard drives, 7,200 RPM with a 32 megabyte cache. I am striping these in a RAID 0 for awesome sexy performance. And actually, if you look underneath here, I got a 2.5-inch laptop hard drive. This is a 320 gigabyte Western Digital as well, and I mostly use this for music backup, just to kind of hold on to my music in case one of my RAID drives were to fail, but also I use it for writing fraps too. So, you know, I can be reading my games from my RAID, writing to fraps, and just get a little bit of a nice performance increase out of that, because writing fraps kind of rapes you on your frame rate. So I'll close those. Other than that, you know, like I said, I got a few more upgrades to make. You know, I'd like to replace all these fans, you know, 4 here, 3 on top, 1 back, because actually this fan, the LEDs are a slightly different color than that fan, which is a slightly different color than the blue underneath. So it looks a little bit weird. I like to go for a little bit more consistency, and then once I get that, you know, replace this with a fan controller, and yeah, you know, maybe fill up a few more of these with some nice little toys and trinkets. But no, yeah, this is my computer. Oh, shit, almost forgot. Motherboard, Asus X58 motherboard, of course. Looking there, USB 3.0, SATA 6. Yeah, I know I really don't need it. USB 3.0 hasn't become popular yet, and I don't have any SSDs, but it's there if I need it. Really good, reliable motherboard. Everything, you know, recognized the first time I turn my computer on. But, you know, you never know. Maybe 2 years down the line I might want to get an SSD and throw it in there on SATA 6. Yeah, this is my computer. Probably missed some shit. If you have any questions, though, definitely leave a comment or send me a message. And I hope you enjoyed it.